Imagine this. It's 1977. You're sitting in a dark theater, popcorn in hand, heart racing as that yellow text crawls up the screen. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The music swells. A star destroyer roars overhead. And suddenly, the universe feels bigger, more magical, and more alive than anything you've ever seen. For so many of us, especially those 45 and above who grew up with Star Wars, that moment changed everything. It sparked friendships, dreams, late-night debates about the Force, and a love for this galaxy that never really faded. But today, the Star Wars universe is shifting once again. In January 2026, Lucasfilm announced major news. After nearly 14 years leading the studio, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down as president of Lucasfilm. Dave Filoni is taking over as president and chief creative officer, with longtime executive Lynwen Brennan stepping in as co-president. This isn't just a corporate change. It feels like the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another in a saga many of us grew up with. Kathleen Kennedy took over Lucasfilm in 2012, personally chosen by George Lucas just before Disney acquired the company. By then, she was already a Hollywood legend, producing classics like E.T., Jurassic Park, and Back to the Future alongside Steven Spielberg. Under her leadership, Star Wars returned to theaters with The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. We saw Han, Leia, and Luke together again. For many of us, those moments brought real emotion, joy, nostalgia, and yes, plenty of debate. Kennedy also expanded Star Wars beyond the big screen, launching Disney Plus series like The Mandalorian and Rogue One, opening the door to new characters, new voices, and a new generation of fans. In her farewell message, she called it a privilege to work alongside the creative talent at Lucasfilm and said she's deeply proud of what they built together. And she isn't leaving completely. She'll still produce The Mandalorian and Grogu, set for 2026, and Star Wars, Starfighter in 2027. Still, for many fans, this transition feels like saying goodbye to the defining era of modern Star Wars. Now let's talk about the man stepping into the spotlight. Dave Filoni is a name longtime fans already know. George Lucas personally chose him in 2005 to help shape Lucasfilm Animation. Filoni went on to create The Clone Wars and Rebels, and later helped bring Star Wars back to live action with The Mandalorian alongside Jon Favreau. He gave us Ahsoka Tano. He deepened the mythology. And most importantly, he kept the heart of Star Wars alive, adventure, hope, and wonder. Filoni has often said his love of storytelling was shaped by the films of George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy. He grew up loving Star Wars the same way many of us did, trading action figures, memorizing lines, feeling that magic for the first time. For fans who've long hoped for someone deeply connected to the original spirit of Star Wars to guide its future, this feels like the torch being passed to the right hands. Alongside him is Lynwen Brennan, a Lucasfilm veteran since 1999, known for keeping the business side steady and innovative. Together, they represent balance, creative passion, and smart leadership. This change comes after years of questions from fans. Fewer theatrical releases, projects announced, then quietly shelved. But now, momentum is building again. And yes, Grogu is heading back to the big screen. For our generation, Star Wars isn't just entertainment. It's memories. First dates at the movies, watching with our kids, and now our grandkids. Midnight premieres. That shared feeling of wonder. This leadership shift brings nostalgia, reflection, and hope all at once. Will we see more stories that honor the classics? Deeper explorations of the Force? Filoni's history suggests a future built on heart, not just spectacle. As one chapter closes and another begins, one thing feels certain. The Force will be with us. Always. Thank you for joining me on Xplained Daily. If this story brought back your own Star Wars memories, follow the channel for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our lives. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite Star Wars memory? The original trilogy, the prequels, or the sequels? May the Force be with you always. See you next time.